Let's redesign the Formula 1 grid for 2025, Part 5. Hello, I'm Redesign, a visually impaired gamer, streamer and livery designer, and as Formula 1 is returning this weekend at Zandvoort, thought it best to finish off this little mini-series and get everyone back in the spirit for Formula 1. And over the last 4 episodes we've covered in reverse championship order from 2024, P10 to P3, leaving us now with the top 2, Ferrari and my favourite and championship winners in 2024, McLaren. So let's get straight into it with P2, Ferrari. So here we have my take on the Ferrari for this year. Quite a few immediate changes, pretty much every part of it changed. We have tried to keep a few of the design elements as we have in all of the designs so far. First thing you might notice is the red of the Ferrari. Now Ferrari recently have gone for a matte red finish, which I'm not a huge fan of the matte finishes. I think they look a little bit dull on camera and on track. So we've gone with a deep metallic red here that really glistens in the sunshine. So at the nose of the car now, we've got the HP as one of the main sponsors of the team, mixing with the black of the front of the wing and getting some of that red in there as well. But one of the things I've tried to add into the design is the Maranello yellow, or as I like to call it, Marin yellow. But not drastic changes at the front here. As with all the designs, not trying to change too much, just trying to tweak it and make it a little bit better than the original. Coming now down onto the side where we've got the Richard Mille logo there, we've got that big white block which we'll see further down the design on the engine cover, which we do also see on the real car as well. Just got those dashes of yellow at the side of it, just to add a little bit more colour in and kind of match it a little bit to the Le Mans car and some of the GT3 cars that Ferrari are running, which would predominantly be a full yellow. The white wouldn't necessarily be there. I think that's there because of the HP, linking all of their areas of motorsport into one and having a cohesive design throughout. We don't change a huge amount again as we come further back because it's Ferrari. It needs to be bright red as the main design feature, because that's Ferrari. It always has been, it always will be. But we've got the big block white on the engine cover there, which we do have on the actual Formula 1 car, again accented with the yellow stripes, just adding that little bit of colour. Now coming down just in front of the rear, coming down just in front of the rear wheel, we do have a little bit of black section, which would be carbon fibre on the real car or something on the gearbox. Just breaking that off with the white angles, similar to what we've got in the engine cover, just having that cohesive design and a little bit of the Italian flag there, because Italy. The rear wing, we've got the same design with the angled white section with the HP and that little red bits just popping at the sides. We've got the black sides of the rear wing as well, which, like the real car, just black, but also, especially with this shape of car, definitely tends toward that like 1980s look of Ferrari Formula 1 cars. Not a huge amount changed on that. It's Ferrari, it needs to be red, it needs to be quite bold and very Italian and very eye-catching, so we haven't changed too much on it. But now let's jump into our 2024 champions, McLaren. So here it is, the final one in this mini-series. We have the 2025 livery redesign of the McLaren. Now in this design we've got lots of little touches and tweaks and nods to McLarens of old and incorporating that into the current design. So starting on the front, we have that bright papaya nose leading down to the front wing, of which we've then added the papaya onto the top of the wing element there. just breaking up the black and the papaya, which are carbon fibre on the real car. And we've started to add in some of these angles that we saw in some of the promotional material. They use a lot of triangles and these like slightly skewed shapes in a lot of the promotional material, and especially the camo design that they launched the car in right at the start of the year. So I tried to incorporate that into part of this design. They've also used a lot of it in the IndyCar, and so trying to link those together. So again, like the Ferrari, it is one cohesive design through every stage of motorsport that they're in. We can see that more on the end fences on the front wing, where we've got more of those angles and some white coming in as well, which I've put in there as a little bit of a nod to the Triple Crown livery that they had a few years ago, well, and just the Triple Crown in general, where we've got the black papaya and the white. So we come down to behind the front wheel now on the side of the cockpit here. We've got that blue of the Ulwin that comes down half of the nose and stretches back over the car. That is on the current car, but it's a much smaller section, and I feel just having that bit extra blue on there just makes the design pop a little more. It's not just black and papaya, kind of going back a little bit to the 2023 car that had that blue on there that just really popped under the light. You can also see we've got the Speedy Kiwi there just down underneath the front wheel as well, and that leads us into the air intake on the side of the side pod, where we've got those angles again coming up from the side of the cockpit, one of which is Chrome, leading into one of their sponsors, which is Google Chrome, but also back to the Vodafone McLaren days, which was just one of the most iconic liveries ever. Air intake and the cockpit and gearbox section quite similar to the actual car, again with that big block of papaya at the back, looking similar to the Marlboro liveries with just that angle design coming down. But we've broken that up a little bit, like we had on the front of the design with those triangle shapes and the angles coming in from the front. We've got that on the side, which we've also got a hidden McLaren logo, very similar to the McLaren logo from the 1980s, 1990s, before it went to like the proper speed mark shape that they've got now, and just got that quite prominently on the design. We've also got these white sections that are coming up from the side, which again just tend toward that Triple Crown design, having the black, white and papaya, and it just breaks up the design a little bit again, so it's not just black and papaya, it's just something, a little added extra element. Rear wing, we've gone with a black top surface as opposed to the papaya that is on the current car, just for a bit more of the stealth and elegant look, with that angular design on the side with the drop box section on there. So that concludes my redesigning of the Formula 1 2025 grid. Let me know down in the comments which one of the 10 designs we've done was your favourite, and let me know what designs you want to see me redesign or start from scratch in the future. Thank you so much for watching. If you are new here and you've enjoyed the video, please do hit subscribe and come back for more content with redesigns. We've got some IRL content coming and a lot more about accessibility in racing games. So everybody have a fantastic day and keep plodding on.